Hey guys, Matt here. This is my review of Happy Gilmore 2. This movie is directed by Kyle Newacek, who previously directed the murder mystery films, and the movie stars Adam Sandler. Now, the plot of this movie is after experiencing a tragic loss, Happy Gilmore returns to the world of golf, not only to raise money for his daughter, but also to fill a void in his life. Now, when they first advertised and said they were making Happy Gilmore 2, I was mostly surprised in the fact that Happy Gilmore is a movie that not only started Adam Sandler's career, but also it's such a cherished movie by golfers and fans of Adam Sandler's humor. So I was like, of all the movies to make a sequel to, that was a shock. But then I realized that he made Murder Mystery 2, he made Grown Ups 2, but those are lesser known films. So I went into this with expectations that I wanted Happy Gilmore to be a tribute to the first film. And I wanted the old school style of humor from Adam Sandler. I didn't want this to be just Adam Sandler and a bunch of no-name people just to kind of make a cash grab off this movie, kind of like the way Axel F was for the Beverly Hills Cop movie. So I saw the movie, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. There was a little too much going on in the movie, but I think Adam Sandler made this a passion project, and he got it right. Now, let me start with some things I didn't really care for in this movie, and that's the callbacks. Now, this movie is filled with tons of cameos and references to the first film, but one mistake I think this movie does is it acts like the viewers don't know about the first film. I mean, with a title like Happy Gilmore 2, you'd kind of think people would realize, hey, Happy's older in this film, so this is a sequel, right? But what they do in some instances is they will introduce a character from the first film and almost to, act like the audience is dumb, they'll show a clip from the first film with that character in it. And it kind of takes you out of the movie because every time someone new or someone is brought back, they show an old clip, and I just didn't care for that. Also, this movie involves a new type of golf. I think it's kind of playing off of the aspect of extreme golf or speed golf or whatever it's called these days, where it's not your traditional sport. So here, the third act has a lot of silliness to it. Which I'll get to the tone of this movie in a second. But the silliness was a little much in the third part of the movie. Now, I get it. Adam Sandler's movies, his comedies at least, don't really apply to real-world physics and logic and stuff like that. But, again, it kind of jumped the shark a little bit with some things in the third part of the movie. Also, something I didn't expect was the dramatic beginning. I can't really go into spoilers, but there's something that happens early on that I was like, whoa, I did not see that coming. But I guess I understand it because some of Adam Sandler's movies, even though they're comedies, some of them will have some dramatic, real-life aspects to them to kind of keep the universe and everything grounded. Now, let me get to the positives of this movie. The cameos. Pretty much everyone, except for some deceased actors, and actors like Alan Covert and Dante, everyone else comes back in this movie. And that was such a pleasant surprise because there were moments where so-and-so will show up and you're like, oh, that's neat. And there are great tributes to the first film, including musical references, characters, and they do a nice thing. Adam Sandler plays in a lot of his movies, he plays just like a man-child. An adult with, a child with an adult body. Where he plays a buffoon, he plays an annoying character, and sometimes he plays a jerk, but he always has a heart of gold. And the point of this movie was for Adam Sandler to pay tribute to a movie that essentially launched his film career, but also pay tribute to the actors that are no longer with us. And there's nice references, including a really nice cemetery scene, to all of the characters that aren't in this film because the actors have passed away. And so it really shows you that Adam Sandler cares about people that he's worked with in the past that are no longer here. And I really think that aspect of it is very thoughtful. Also, this movie has this thing, a kind of a returning theme where if an actor is passed away, they will have a character play their relative or their son to kind of fill that void. Because I feel like if all the actors were still alive, they would all have cameos in this movie. And so I think that's really nice. So this movie did what it set out to do, and it felt like old school Adam Sandler movies, like Happy Gilmore and Billy and Madison, and maybe even Big Daddy, where you have all these side characters that show up again and again to kind of remind you who they are. It's not like a one and done thing. And some of the cameos and some of the side characters are a little silly and obscure. I did feel that this movie had a lot of characters in it. You have Adam Sandler plays, older Happy Gilmore, so he now has a family of like 5 kids. So the kids kind of show up repeatedly. Granted, they kind of have to because that's his family now. But there are a lot of actors and characters that just fill this movie up. Some bad guys, some good guys, and there's just a lot going on. But this movie was never going to be Shakespeare. It was going to be Adam Sandler's tribute to a beloved character and people that he enjoyed working with. And that's it. And it has a bunch of cameos from real life golfers in it, including, well, I'm not going to say anything, but the cameos are great. It's like old school Adam Sandler movies. You're going to have obscure, silly nonsense. But hey, that's why we like Adam Sandler movies. So because of that, I'm going to give Happy Gilmore 2 a B-. So I definitely think you guys should check this movie out. Don't miss it. Jackass! See ya.